Hello again. This is part 2 of the manuscript explanation. That's it. Okay, let's make learning fun. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so ngayon, i-discuss ko naman yung mga p-value kasi on the last video, na-explain ko na yung for the SOP question number 1 at ngayon naman i-explain ko na yung SOP question number 2. Okay? So, our SOP question number 2 is this. Balikan natin. I-search ko na lang. State 5. Ito na yun. Ba't ayaw lumabas? Control F. I-scroll ko na lang. Ayan. This is the SOP number 2. Is there a significant difference on the level of effectiveness of the experimented fabric and the Abaca fabric in terms of tensile strength resistance? Dito sa SOP number 2 is kasama na yung Abaca fabric. Did you notice? Okay. Kasi dito wala pa siyang Abaca fabric. So, dito sa number 2, pinagko-compare na natin yung best formulation for each category of the experimented fabric and the Abaca fabric. Okay? So, we'll see. Okay, sana mag-get nyo. Difference. Okay? Okay. Let's do the difference. Okay. So, I will also teach you paano natin nakuha yung p-value niya. Okay? Using the Excel. Ang ginamit pala natin dito is the Excel, OneDrive, or Microsoft, something like that. Okay, so don't mind this. Okay, don't mind all of this. Just mind this. Okay, just mind this side. Okay. So, ang pinagko-compare natin for tensile strength is formulation B. Kasi nga, in our findings kanina sa SOP question number 1, na ang best formulation daw for tensile strength is the formulation B. Okay, so yun ang gagamitin for comparing with the Abaca fabric. Okay, so we're just going to compare the means of these two para makuha natin yung value. Okay, and then we're going to tell if we're going to decide if we are going to reject or accept the hypothesis. Okay, so paano natin kinuha ang p-value using the Excel? Okay, so ganito yun. We are going to base on this kasi ito na yung correct answer. We are just going to match. Okay? So, paano kinuha yung p-value for formulation B and Abaca? Okay, so, simple. Click equals and then type t-test. Oh my God. T-test and then open parenthesis. Tapos may makikita kayo dyang array 1, array 2, tails, and type. Okay, so yung array 1, that is just the range kung ano yung mean na gusto mong kunin. Pwede mo namang i-type tong i-input to or i-click tong mean na talaga niya. Pero for precision purposes, i-click na lang natin yung from yung range talaga ng formulation A, sample 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, ito. I mean, formulation B pala kasi yun na yung best formulation. So, we're going to highlight the B5 to D5. Okay? So, ayan. Okay, and then we are going to encode semicolon. And then space. And then array 2 kung ano yung pinagko-compare mo. So, that is the commercial product for the Abaca fabric. Okay, drag mo lang din siya. And then semicolon again. And then ilan yung tails? We have 2. And then we have type, we have 1. Okay, so enter. Same answer yung nalabas. So we included the 4 decimal places na lang. Okay, so that is 0.305, 0.0305. As you can see here, 0.30305. Okay, so the level of significance. Ang level of significance is yung nandoon sa ano natin, hypothesis natin. Okay, so we'll see here. Tignan natin. Ito. For the null hypothesis, remember this remember this statement. A p-value higher than 0.05 is not statistically significant. Not statistically significant. So, if it is higher than 0.05, it is not statistically significant. So, ibig sabihin, the level of significance here is 0.05 actually, 0.05 yan. Okay, so what is higher? This is wrong. This should be 0.05. I edit ko na lang. Okay. Anong mas higher? 0.03 or 0.05? Of course, 0.05 is still higher. So, it means that we decide to reject the hypothesis. Okay? So, i-reject the null hypothesis. So, ano na ang conclusion niyan? It means that the formulation B is not as effective as formulation C in terms of tensile strength. And there is a significant difference. Okay? Kasi kapag no significant difference yan, ibig sabihin that the formulation B and formulation C are almost the same. Ibig sabihin, in our observation, kailangan na ang formulation B is dapat mas maging kasing strong niya ang formulation C. Pero in here, it says that it has a significant difference. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya as effective as formulation C. So, sad. Very, 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 very sad. Okay, so yan ang corroboration niya. So, at yun pa din, about cornstarch pa din. Okay, basahin niyo na lang yung mga yan. And then, we're going to move on to the significant difference in terms of durability. Okay, so, in our table before, sa table number 2 natin, what was the best formulation there? Iba ang formulation B ulit. Okay, so formulation B is better than formulation A. So kaya formulation B ang napili natin to compare with the Abaca fabric. Okay? So we're just going to get their means and then we're going to compare the means to get the p-value again. So we're going to do it again on the same Excel sheet. Okay? So let's base here. Okay. Again, don't mind this. Okay, so ito ang pagbabasihan natin since yan naman na ang correct answer at yun naman na ang nakalagay sa manuscript natin. I'm just going to show kung paano natin kinuha, okay? So, equals again, type C test, and then open parenthesis. Okay, array 1, what is our array 1? Formulation B is our array 1. So, drag the range lang, and then click semicolon, and then array 2, the Abaca fabric or commercial product. You just have to drag that and then semicolon again and then how many tails, 2, then type 1. Okay, yan na ang lalabas. Okay, so again, for decimal places, we got 0.0015. Okay, so yan, 0.0015. Okay, so again, our level of significance is always 0.05. Okay, so again, our null hypothesis for the p-value, ang sabi doon, a p-value higher than 0.05 is not statistically significant. Okay, so is 0.0015 higher than 0.05? No, 0.05 is still higher. So therefore, we reject the hypothesis. Ang conclusion nito is there is there is a significant difference between formulation B and formulation C. Okay, so ibig sabihin nun, there is that the formulation B is not as effective as formulation C in terms of durability. So, Sad again. Okay. So, ito na naman yung corroboration and negation. Just read it para maintindihan niyo pa, okay? Again pala, force ang ginamit natin dito. Force, not weight. Okay? So, ayun. So, in here naman, for the last one, for the last category is weight. Dito naman, formulation A ang ginamit natin because, again, the lighter the weight, the better. Okay? So, again, we're just going to compare the mean of the best formulation of the experimented fabric and the mean of the commercial fabric in terms of weight to get the p-value. Okay, so let's do it again. Again, for this category naman, formulation A ang gagamitin na natin. Okay, so don't mind this again. So focus on our formulation A, ha? So this is already, we're going to base on this. And then we're going to start. Equals, and then type C test, and then open parenthesis. Range 1, ano ang range 1? We are going to highlight for the formulation A. So, yeah. And then semicolon, we are going to highlight the commercial fabric. And semicolon, sales to type 1. Okay. Enter, yan ang maglalabas. So, 0.0407. So, based on the results, almost na nagkaroon ng na na not statistically significant in terms of weight. Almost, pero statistics is still statistics, so we're going to follow. Okay? So, the level of significance, 0.05, is still higher than 0.04. Therefore, we reject the hypothesis here. Okay, so, ang conclusion pa din nito is that there is a significant difference between the formulation A and formulation C in terms of weight, and that the formulation A is not as effective as formulation C. Okay? So, ayun. So, chapter 4 will move on to the summary, conclusions, and recommendation. Okay, so this study was conducted to evaluate. So, itong summary na to, ito lang yung kabuuan ng manuscript natin. Ito lang yung kabuuan ng research natin. So, I'm just going to read this. The study was conducted to evaluate the effectiveness of the experimented product and abaca fabric in terms of tensile strength, durability, and weight to identify significant differences between the experimented fabric and abaca fabric. Okay. So, as you can see, itong highlight ko na part na ito, this is already the summary for our statement of the problem. Okay? So, ayan, conducted to evaluate the effectiveness. Yun na yung summary for SOP number 1. And to identify the significant difference, yun na din yung summary for SOP number 2. The effectiveness and significant differences between the experimented fabric and abaca fabric are evaluated using a quantitative approach that provides numerical values and concrete numbers. So this summary also tells that we are using a quantitative research, specifically experimental research. Okay? So the study is concerned with the manipulation of the components with experimented fabric that is coconut husk, kapok fiber, water, and cornstarch. Okay, so ito. So this one is like yung summary na din natin for data collection. Okay, and then other sources of data, yun na yun. And then p-test, tools for data analysis, and yun, then p-value. So parang summary lang nung chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on. No, not chapter 2. And then let's move on to the findings. Itong findings na to, ito lang yung parang worded summary of the tables, no? So wala siyang value. Wala siya dapat number. Okay? So puro greater than, lesser than lang. So yun lang sasabihin mo dito. Pero kailangan nyo intindihin, ito kasi medyo nakakalito. Kailangan nyo isa-isahin. Okay, so alam nyo dapat kung ano yung tinutukoy na formulation C, B, and A. Okay? So dito, meron tayong tatlong category, di ba? So meron din akong nilagay na category dyan. In terms of durability, tensile strength, and in terms of weight. So this this finding na, this number one finding na, that is already the finding for statement of the problem number one. Okay? So nasagot na dyan ang statement of the problem number one. Okay, so for the statement of the problem number two, nasasagot siya dito. The t-test resulted in a lower p-value than level of significance. Okay, so ibig sabihin daw, yung tatlong testing procedures natin, yung tatlong categories na yun, nag-result siya into a lower p-value than the level of significance. Ibig sabihin that the null hypothesis is rejected and there is a significant difference on formulation A, B, and C. And therefore, ito na, ano ang ibig sabihin ng mga findings na ito? So that will be answered in our conclusion. Okay, so what naman kung mas greater than ang formulation A and B, or so what kung mas greater ang formulation na ito? Ano namang ini-imply mo? Okay, so for the number one, reading the fibers resulted in better fabric production in terms of durability and tensile strength than using a wet substance or adhesive as a binding material for components of textile. Okay, so di ba ang abaca fabric is naka-weave dun? Okay, so we came to the conclusion na yes, the formulation C held the greatest result in tensile strength, in terms of tensile strength. So what naman, di ba? So what is masasagot siya sa conclusion? Therefore, since that the abaca fabric is weaved, ibig sabihin, weaving the fibers results in better fabric production. Nakita na nga natin sa claim natin sa terms of tensile strength na ang abaca fabric is weaved and therefore weaving the fibers results in better fabric production than using wet substance or adhesive. Napansin naman natin, it's been observed that our formulation with the wet substances as binding material resulted in less of our expectations. Okay? Adding cornstarch as adhesive to the fabric will contribute to the tensile strength and durability, but it was not as indestructible as formulation C. Okay? Ayan, so whereas weaving the fabric only using this. Okay, why did I focus more on weaving dito? Okay, so I focused more dito sa weaving part kasi ang abaca fabric is naka-weave siya. And if we are to weave our product as well, maybe it would have resulted in greater performance in terms of tensile strength. Okay? Yeah. So number two, formulation A is not as effective as formulation C or commercial product in terms of tensile strength, durability, and weight. The increase in cornstarch and water mixture contributes to the strength and durability and has lesser contribution to the weight. Okay, so ayun. Okay, so let's move on na sa recommendation. Okay? So recommendations, umiikot lang din siya sa findings and conclusions natin. These are a lot of recommendations at marami tayong realizations after the research. Okay? So, there should be utilization of the drum powder for the blending of kapok fiber and strips of coconut husk. Okay, so there should be a utilization of drum powder. Alam niyo yung drum powder. Pakita ko sa inyo. Okay, so this is what a drum powder looks like. So, the drum powder will help the coconut husk and yung kapasang live fiber to be incorporated with each other na kahit hindi siya mag-use ng wet substance is naka-ukit sila sa isa't isa. Okay, so the coconut husk doesn't need to be blended. It just needs to be pulled into strips. Okay, so yung mga parang buhok ng coconut husk, that only needs to be put in the drum carder. And then uh, yung fibers din ng kapasanglay fiber is need din put sa drum carder para maghalo sila, para ma-incorporate sila without the use of any wet substance. My mistake, we should have used this earlier, pero it what has been done has been done. If only we had time to improve this pa na later ko na na-realize. Okay, so, and then the utilization of the spinning wheel to make the yarn, and then the utilization of loom to make the fabric or textile material. Atong spinning wheel, wait lang. Okay, so this is what the spinning wheel looks like. Okay, yan yung para sa paggawa ng yarn. Okay, yan na yung pag-iikot-ikot sa parang kunyari dito. Yeah. And then, ano, the utilization of loom to make the fabric or the textile material. So, alam niyo yung nasa banggar yung abel. Yung abel. Oh. Abel ba yun? O basta yun, yung fabric na yun pa. So, they used to weave it. Okay, yun yung tinatawag na loom. Pinapasok nila yung yarn, tapos ilalabas nila ito. Ganon. And then, number 2, recommendations. Okay. Itong recommendation 1 natin, iikot din siya sa pag-weave. Okay, so, it's the utilization of loom as well. That is one of the process of weaving. Okay, yun. And then number 2, the measure of kapok fiber and coconut husk should increase to contribute to the durability of the fabric. So, imbis na 15.2 grams of, imbis na 13.2 grams of kapasanglay fiber lang ang gagamitin natin, better if we increase that measurement. So, if we increase that measurement, maybe it will hold nga, yun. Mas magiging strong pa siya and mas magiging durable. But, we should expect less of it. Okay? And then future researchers may utilize the formulation P as a process for making a paperboard or box or paper instead of textile material. Okay, so sinabi ko nga kanina or actually sa last video na ang formulation B can actually be uh, has holds the potential to be a paper kasi nga stick siya dahil sa cornstarch na nilagay or a paperboard or paper box. Okay, so ayun, formulation B can be used for paper box. And then future researchers may use the components of the experimented fabric as a waterproof material, as capo fiber contains a high percentage of plastic that makes contribution for water repellency. So, ito, waterproof material. Alam niyo na yan. Then future researchers may use galga paste as an alternative to fabric adhesive for cotton and fiber. The starch is thickened further by adding vinegar while it is boiling. Pour the mixture into the formulation and let it soak until it has formed the mixture. Future researchers may incorporate other fibers to kapok fiber or coconut husk in order to achieve apparel type. So, atas ito yung references natin, okay? So, it is already complete. Complete. Okay. And then, we have our curriculum vitae, appendices. Ayan, may mga tables. Okay, so stop share. This is where I end my discussion. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you understand everything that I have said here. And I hope everything is clear now. Any reminders? Use the best semi-formal attire. Mag-gown kayo. Okay. Bye-bye!